Good afternoon, y'all. I was just sitting here listening to some good old gospel music, and then all of a sudden it just popped up, and I started thinking um about, and I'm a 90s baby. When I was little, I used to love to they used to have these posters in the mail, and it was an invitation of Jesus. And I used to love to go in a room and just open that poster and kneel down and pray and pretend like it was Jesus that I was actually talking to. I was around about 4 or 5 years old, and I didn't even really know why I was doing that, you know. And so I used to ask my mom, why am I doing this? Is something wrong with me? I'm doing this. Because while other children going outside playing, and I used to love to go outside and play, but I'll also be, standoffish, not because I thought I was better. It was just because, that's, that was just me. And so I used to love to do that and look forward for those posters to come in the mail. And I was doing that, I don't know, for a while. And so yeah, I used to ask mom like, what's going on while I'm doing this? And she like, because that's what God wants you to do. And as a child, you don't really understand, perceive things the way adults do. And so yeah, I was doing that for a while. And I said all this to say this because sometimes we forget where we come from. And then God will put us in a place to remember. You remember, we used to be this. You used to talk to me like this. You used to come to me like this. And when we get up and we get higher in the rank and God has blessed us, we forget about God. We forget about how great He has been to us, how far He has brought us over. God has parted a lot of things so that we can survive, so that we can have what we need. But people forget about that. They don't remember where they come from anymore. The realness in this world is just, it's leaving. It's leaving. But you know what? Everything that's supposed to happen is happening. Everything is being orchestrated how it's supposed to be. I know I ain't about to say that right. But yes, everything is coming together how it's supposed to be. And God is just working it out. He's not looking at, your wants, what you want. God is looking at how He created you to be. And that's how it's going to be. It's not going to be your way. And there a lot of people may think, everything is working out the way they want to, but at the end of the day, it's not. It's working out how God wanted to work out. And sometimes He try to bring us to a remembrance, and we just, somehow we bypass it, and we ignore it some kind of way. We ignore it, and we're not receiving what God is trying to when God is trying to speak to us in different ways, and a lot of people don't believe in God. They don't believe that God is real, but God is real. He is real. I'm gonna be getting tongue tied a lot. Just bypass that, honey. I'm be probably stuttering, smack. Don't worry about that. Just receive what I'm saying, whether you want to believe it or not. But yes, God is real. God is real. God is love. God is here. God has feelings. Just like we do, but His feelings are way higher than all. God is the author of salvation, and He's the, He's the finisher of our faith. Yes, He is. You know what? We don't see the colors that affect us every day. It's very subtle. In a subtle way, we are surrounded by colors. Yes, Lord. We are surrounded by colors every day. But we don't know that because we don't see it. You don't see it. You don't even you don't even begin to understand how it affects us, the vibrations, how it impacts our moods and our feelings, because it does. I know a lot of people not gonna understand what I'm saying, but that's okay. We just on a different frequency. The physical world is more realer than us. We're the physical. I mean, the invisible. What's invisible, what we cannot see, people think it's dead, but it's not dead. You just can't see it. It's more realer than we are, because they are aware, and we're like children to them, and we are live and dead. That's backwards, because we lack knowledge about who God is. And that's how Satan look at us. He look at us as children because we don't know. And we are all God's children, but we just, a lot of people just go their own way, and some people, don't listen, don't want to listen. A lot of people think they just know everything. I know I need sculpture. When I ask God to, just guide me, and I don't mind about taking no advice along the way. It's good to have good advice if it's good advice. But yeah, and parents, if your children, and they have like really bad nightmares, and they may even see like presence in their surroundings or something, and you should listen, be very attentive what's going on with them, and ask questions, be more aware of what they're doing, because they have a gift, and they need to grow and be very knowledgeable about what purpose God has assigned to them, as they get older, because the devil, he wants to intercede into their life and cause havoc. I say around 14, children are very impressionable, and they want to learn, they want to get into stuff, and as they move into adults, the devil loves to prowl and convince, even though the main reason for spiritual warfare is bringing forth of sin, is just not the primary reason. It's not the primary reason. God, the devil can bring on nightmares to, stop you. He knows that God has something special in you, have placed something very special in you. And if you find out what God has placed in you, you're going to do some damage to the kingdom. To Satan's kingdom, you're going to do some major damage. And, he just don't, he wants you to be hellbound. I'm no way praising the devil, but like I said, he has more experience than us, and he wants people to be hell-bound and do not want to be saved. He wants to destroy your destiny in a way possible. But God watches over children, But yeah, they need to be very knowledgeable, and just look out for the babies. But you know what? And God also he allows it because he want to know what you're gonna do, how you gonna react. Are you still gonna feel the same way about him? Yes, he does. And he's preparing every obstacle in your way to hinder your destiny. Um. So don't don't let your character change because someone else is, you know, pray for those who persecute you and, who doesn't see you for how God made you. It's dangerous to be around those kind of people. But the truth is, everything is coming together and playing the part of how it's supposed to be. And you are the main one who's putting the puzzle together in your life. Victory has already been won. We're just walking into it. Why I put that remote control? I want to turn it up. From the beginning, the devil has planned a life that he sees fit for us. But God has ordained and already determined what will be allowed in our life, how it's going to be. We're not of this world, but we're fashioned to it. This world's only a dream state into the devil's den. We are meant to be knowledgeable about and for him only for God.